So that I think that the internet is going to be one of the major forces for reducing the role of government. The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, is a reliable e-cash, a method whereby on the internet you can transfer funds from A to B without A knowing B or B knowing A.
So, what is cryptocurrency? First, let's look into the history of cryptocurrency and how currency became money. Gold and silver was the first universally accepted natural choices for money. Then came coin money that was equally weight to gold and silver. Later on, these came to paper money, where it were all backed up by these precious metals. Although when the US currency's dollar convertibility to gold was terminated in 1971, fiat currency came along, which is plain old paper money, where the government power declares this money as a legal tender. This means the government decides whether medium of payment will be recognized for financial transactions, trade settlement, or commerce in the country or jurisdiction. Now let's look into cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency was first born during the Second World War to secure communication. This was then evolved in a digital era with mathematical equations and computer science. First and most popular blockchain-based cryptocurrency was Bitcoin, launched in 2009 by an individual or group, namely Satoshi Nakamoto. This company had over 18 million bitcoins with $146 billion in 2019. Cryptocurrencies are known to people, but most do not know what it is or what it actually means. Cryptocurrencies are still coming into financial terms since in cryptocurrencies, there are a series of transactions such as bonds, trades, stocks, and other financial assets. Transactions in third parties such as banks usually take a cut from these transactions. Other than that, these third parties must be trusted in order to protect your data. Most international payments take a long time and it is expensive. Cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual form of currency that is used to decentralize the system, record the transactions, and rely on cryptography to prevent counterfeiting and fraudulent transactions. Now, what is cryptography? Cryptography is a secret writing of a way to protect your data using mathematics. Many of the cryptocurrencies today are based on blockchain technology. This is a complex technology that holds digital information in a public database. This information includes the date, time, and amount. Bitcoin, the first and most popular blockchain-based cryptocurrency, is to make payments and transactions without fees, and this is free from the government control and fees of the bank. It is used in a blockchain, which the public ledgers that record all transactions of holders and owners. The whole purpose of a blockchain is to remove control from a central party. So now let's get into the pros and cons of cryptocurrency. For pros, it is easier to transfer funds between the parties without a trusted third party such as the bank. Next, it is accessed through public and private keys. Now, public keys are accessible to the public and private keys are accessible to those who have the private key. It is instant and accessible through the use of our mobile gadgets. Next, it is completely anonymous, which is great for privacy concerns and are cautiously handling over digital private data. Although this could also be a con, which I will explain later. It is also impossible to fool the system since it is broadcasted through the entire network and recorded in a permanent way. Lastly, the cost of payments are lower. Now let's get into the cons. Cryptocurrency transactions can host illegal activities such as tax evasion and money laundering. It has a high value of privacy and values the anonymity and protect whistleblowers or activisms from the government. Next, a person who is not tech-savvy or not used to technology may find it difficult to comprehend because of the complex blockchain. There is no security in case of loss, such as the ordinary currency or real money. One must simply be careful to what one invests in. Next, if password is lost, one can lose their money. And lastly, today, cryptocurrencies are still highly volatile and cannot process large amounts of transactions. So now let's get into the mathematical computations behind cryptocurrency, namely elliptic curve cryptography. Bitcoin uses elliptic curve digital signature algorithm using elliptic curve and a finite field sign data. The elliptic curve is represented as y squared equals x cubed plus ax plus b. Bitcoin uses y squared equals x cubed plus 7, where a is equal to 0 and b equals 7. This allows third parties to verify the authenticity of the signature while the signer has the ability to create the signature. This has a separate computation and procedures for signing and verification, which the signing algorithm composes of a few arithmetic operations, while the verification process uses a public key. So, how does it work? Gather 2 points on the elliptic curve, call them A and B, and then you draw a line through those points, and that line is going to intersect the curve in at most one other point. Because of the symmetric property of the curve, you'll be able to drop or inverse this point, which is the point symmetrical to the x-axis, which is C. And then you'll do the operation again. We have A and C's intersection point, and we get the symmetrical point to the x-axis, which is going to be point D. And then you'll just keep on doing this operation again until you have the ending value. So A dot itself in n number of times, it's going to yield, let's say, a value, we'll call it E. So where's the application of the public and private keys here? So A is a point where we started and E would be the ending point. Now, if we have these 2 points that are given, it is very hard to get N, which would be the private key. In our example earlier, if we have A and B, we can say that C is A plus B, which is called point addition. Point doubling, in the other hand, is when point P that lies on the elliptic curve that is an extended tangent line. It intersects another point in the graph where the point symmetrical to this with respect to the x-axis is 2P.